Hi everyone, my name's Chloe and this is my Discrepant event video and I'm doing ocean zones. So to start out with my materials, I have rubbing alcohol, an empty water bottle, a funnel, a measuring cup, some dish liquid, some coloring, a bottle of corn syrup, and a bottle of cooking oil. I also have spoons. So for the first step of this Discrepant event, I'm going to take the water bottle, I'm going to place a funnel in it, and I'm going to measure out a half of a cup of corn syrup. And to this I'm going to add about 11 drops of blue dye. And then use my spoon and stir it up. The color is going to come out to be a dark blue. I'm then going to take it and pour it into the funnel. And while this is finishing up, I'm going to rinse out my measuring cup, or you can use baby wipes if you don't have a sink. Okay, so this is pretty much finished. So I'm going to rinse this out. Okay, so the next step is I'm going to take the dish soap and the measuring cup and fill the measuring cup with the dish soap, and I'm going to add 1 drop of red dye to the dish soap. And mix it up. This is going to give you a dark purpley color. You have to make sure and mix it up really well, or you won't get that full dark color. And when you're done with that, we'll take it and pour it into the funnel. And as you can see, it went in there pretty easily. And that's what it looks like right now. So for the next step, I'm going to take a half of a cup of water and I'm going to add 2 drops of blue to the water. And then I'm also going to add this to the water bottle through the funnel. I'll make sure it gets in there. And then I'm going to rinse this out. And the next step is to add half of a cup of oil. So I'm going to fill my measuring cup with the oil. Then I'm going to do the same thing and pour it down the funnel into the bottle. As you can see, it's settling and separating from the other layers. And then the last step is to fill the measuring cup with alcohol. And try to pour it in there slowly. So pour it through the funnel. And take the funnel out. And then you can put the lid on to make sure that it's not spilled or anything. And this is what the end product looks like. If you can tell, the water, the oil, the dish soap, the corn syrup, and the alcohol have all separated out. You can see the bottom better in the sunlight because it's darker right here and down in here. So a couple questions would be, are the liquids going to mix together from your predictions before this happened? What causes the liquids to separate? And do you think these layers could represent anything related to the ocean? So the answers would be no, that they're not going to mix together. As you can see, each layer is separated. The density in each of these causes the liquids to separate. So for example, we put the corn syrup on the very bottom, and that is more dense than the dish soap. So the dish soap is more dense in the water, and the oil is less dense in the water. So then the alcohol is the least dense of them all, and that's why it's on top. Most people do not understand that sometimes the particles in the liquids do not mix together between layers because of the density. So that's one common misconception. And the layers of the ocean are actually represented in this. So this layer is the sunlight layer. The oil is a twilight zone. The water is a midnight. The dish liquid is the abyss. And the bottom, which is the corn syrup, is a trench. And as you can tell, this is the lightest because it's on top, and the sunlight, it's a sunlight layer, and that's where the sunlight hits, so the temperature varies in that layer of the ocean. So the coldest layer would be the bottom, where only certain animals can live, which is actually just starfish and certain kind of small sea animals. The temperatures are very extreme down there, so that's why only a few animals can live down there. And we haven't came up with the technology to travel that deep into the ocean yet, but they are trying to work on that right now. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and thanks for watching about Ocean Zones.